Today's video is very simple. We're going to be making some butter. Now, if you haven't made butter before, it's seriously, you need one ingredient. We use two ingredients, but all you need is some fresh cream that's been kept in the fridge. There you go. It's just some cream that's in the fridge. And the other thing I like to add to it as well, Nettie doesn't like it as much, but I like to add a little bit of salt. I've just got a little tiny bit of salt there. So we tip that into there like that, and that's ready to go. Now all we have to do is get somebody to shake that until it starts separating. So let's get started. Been shaking that for around about, what's that, babe? 5 minutes?
Yeah, just over 5 minutes.
A little bit over 5 minutes. And if we take the lid off here, you'll see that it's starting to get a little bit on the chunky side. So if I just dip my finger into there like that, you'll see that that's getting thick and starting to thicken up. So it's got a fair way to go. And what we have to do is try to get the buttermilk to separate from the butter, and we'll just keep on going. So just remember, guys, that this has to be cold. The cream that you're using has to be cold straight out of the fridge. Okay, so we'll just give it another little check there now. And you can see here as we put it into there, see it's starting to get a little bit more on the chunky side, and starting to get there where it's starting to separate a bit. And you'll get to the point where you go, why didn't I use the mixer? We'll give it another little check in there. It's starting to get a little bit on the hard side, so it's now at a whipped cream point. So you can actually see that. If you can see that here, we'll see it's all started to get to that point where it's like. So we've got to keep going until the liquid starts separating. It is now starting to form into a lump inside the jar. You can see that as we move that down there like that. You can see that it's formed into a lump, and it'll start, when you're shaking it, it'll actually make the noise as it's moving around. You'll hear it go. Oh, you can't really hear that, but you can actually start to see it. Next stage will be the cream will start separating into two parts. It'll be butter and buttermilk.
Buttermilk scones sound really good.
Buttermilk scones sounds really good, so.
I don't know, we'll decide.
So that there now, if we can see into there, we actually have butter and buttermilk, so. We might strain some of that out and give you a look. So it's time to separate that out. Just give it a little bit more of a shake, and like I said, you can see there, but we'll have a bit of a better look at it. So we've got something to put the buttermilk into to save it for later on. So we'll just got a little funnel there. These are the Mason ball ones. We use the Mason gear. So a little strainer there just to strain it out a bit. And we will get the buttermilk into here. And then you can see the butter start to come out there as well. But there we go. That's that buttermilk out of there. We might give it a bit more of a shake and see if we can get some more out of that. Makes it for a bit of a firmer butter as well. You can hear that there. There's a little tiny bit more in there. But what you'll notice is, now that I've done that, I've got a little container here, and if I just flip it over into there and get that to come out, I actually have a great big chunk of butter. A little bit left in there. But a big chunk of butter. Some buttermilk to make some pancakes or some scones or whatever we want to do. But there you go, big chunk of homemade butter, ready to go. We store that by wrapping it in baking paper, and you can freeze it or put it in the fridge. So, but it's ready to go. So, buttery. You want to taste, babe?
No.
You don't like straight butter?
No, I don't.
Go on, dip your finger in. Do it.
Oh, wow.
It's soft, isn't it?
That's pretty good.
Now put it in your mouth. She pretended, folks. She pretended. Go on. Go on, do it. Do it.
Tastes exactly like butter. That's actually really good.
I can't believe it's not butter. Because it is butter! Okay, guys. Please like and subscribe. You know how it goes. We're still on the push for 1,000 subscribers. So there you go.
Make your own butter.
Make your own butter, guys. Give it a go while you're in isolation and lockdown. Something to do. It'll tie up 15 minutes of your day. There you go, guys.